Hi everyone, Vicki Verley here. We're going to take a look at another chart. This is the new moon on July 15th, 2015, 9:24 p.m. Eastern, and it's in the sign of Cancer. There's a lot going on this day. We've got Mercury and Mars conjunct. And that's opposing Pluto. I forgot to get my other book, but I believe that's exact. I mean, I don't need to get the book, but it is exact. So tensions are high, but the first thing I notice about this is the grand trine in water. So we got the new moon in Cancer, trine Saturn, trine Chiron. So I feel like there's a big amount of healing that could be happening ultimately. And even just look at the aspects. Remember that last chart we looked at? It was everything was all squares and crazy looking. But in this case, we do have this opposition, but this, this seems more prevalent. There's some openness, there's some wiggle room, there's some room for clarity or space to breathe or something going on here. But of course, we're back here with this Scorpio. Bill Cosby's back in the news, and also this other one, I don't know all the details, but it's the guy from the Subway commercials that lost all the weight. Somehow he's involved in some it's not funny, but he's involved in some sex scandal too. I believe it has to do with child pornography or something. So there it is again, that Saturn 29 Scorpio, and all this stuff is really coming up. But the trining of the Chiron, and Chiron's still opposing Lilith here. So these victims are getting some sense of vindication here. Lilith. Lilith stands up for herself. Lilith says, no, this is wrong. No, I'm not going to shut up. I'm not going to keep quiet about it anymore. And Chiron, there's some healing happening from this, and it does have to do with old wounds, and it does have to do with standing, I always think of Lilith of that movie I saw recently again with Kevin Costner. What is it? I can't even think of the name of it. Where he goes, he's the cavalry guy and the Native Americans and everything. It's just I'm totally blanking on the name of it. But there's the woman in there who stands with fist. I believe that's her name or something. And, this is Lilith. Stands with fist. No, I'm not going to take it. I'm going to stand up for myself. She's a strong woman. She didn't want to play second fiddle to Adam. And even though they did horrible things to her, she still said, no, I won't bow down. I don't deserve that. Lilith is a lesson in loving yourself, big time, I would say. Because Lilith definitely, through, the mythology, I think they killed all her children, and, they did horrible things to her. But she still refused to, she couldn't be broken. That's what was Lilith. She could not be broken. But anyways, so yeah, this is sextiling the new moon as well. So a lot of this is coming out. And in Cancer, it is about the healing. It is about the nurturing, the mothering. It's the inner child stuff, mothering yourself, treating yourself well, even if others didn't, or somehow you were oppressed by the patriarchy, or, whatever happened, whatever wounds you're trying to heal over here with Chiron, this is a great time to do it, despite this. I mean, and maybe there will be, well, Saturn and Scorpio, probably, things don't die down easily. That's not, things don't always die down easily. The patriarchy isn't going to go down without a fight here. Pluto opposed Mars here. And this is the iconic feminine and masculine. And Mars is involved in there, and that's just a weird energy. Like before I said, it's crabby and you might want to crawl in your shell. But it's muted. It like stifles it. It stifles Mars energy. Mercury is there too. So a lot of this might be, well, it could be Mercury third house in your neighborhood and your immediate surroundings. But it also could be verbal. Hopefully it would be verbal. I mean, I know words can hurt, but, it's that sticks and stones can break my bones. Words are better than bombs, and things like that. Words. So it may be verbal. Things could be muddled. Mercury's communications could be muddled. And again, taken the wrong way with that Mars energy. You could get offended over something that was not meant to be offended over, or get your dander up over something, miscommunication, and causing people to be angry when that was not an intention. That could be happening here. And Pluto's fueling the fire. Pluto's retrograde, but again, these big planets, it's not like we notice it that, well, these outer planets, I should say, because Pluto's actually not the large planet. But these outer planets, it's maybe not even a planet anymore. I still say Pluto's a planet. But anyways, it doesn't influence us as strongly as these Mercury, Mars, Moon, Sun, these inner planets do. What was I saying? Oh, going retrograde. So it could be like some old stuff, again, popping up, coming up, but I think it's more old paradigm than it is old stuff. I mean, maybe it is, because Chiron's retrograde too, and, it's involved, but I think it's more like old stuff, like old standing stuff. Like, with this Cosby thing, I don't want to get anybody pissed off, but, back in the day, women were sexual harassed, and it was just, you just blew it off or tried to get away. People didn't, women did, we were totally suppressed. And in many countries that's still true, but I'm talking just from the Western world, America, whatever. I went through things, not being drugged and raped, but, lots of things, and in employment and stuff, by the powers that be. And it was just like, well, basically, if you want to keep your job, you put up with it. That was status quo. It seems such a foreign thing now, but that was pretty status quo. I've even seen that in my life. And the women with the Cosby, they're even a couple generations ahead of me, and they totally went through this stuff. And it's like, well, why didn't they speak up? Because that's how it was. Lilith wasn't happening then. Now Lilith is there, and I'm so happy and proud that they're able to see this go down, and that they do get their vindication on some level, because they deserve it. That was wrong what happened to them, to anybody, to all of us. And it's turning, it's changing. The thing I wanted to look at over here is this Venus at 29. That's that Regulus degree, if I'm not mistaken, which is that royalty point. But it's squaring off, it's conjuncting Jupiter, and it's squaring off with Saturn. Well, that could be too, Venus and Jupiter together, some of the negative spots, even with the, in the sign of Leo particularly, is like, I'm above it all. I have more money and power, I can just buy it. I'm not talking specifically Cosby, just in general. I have money and power, and you're a little peon, and, I'll just, tromp right over you, and you can't touch me because I'm here. I'm at this level. Well, Saturn says, oh yeah? Watch me. Watch me trust you. Watch me touch you, and watch me find out all your little dirty secrets and unveil them. Watch me dethrone you. I will dethrone you right now. Saturn in Scorpio is not messing around. It's no match for this. You don't know who you're messing with over here. You're messed with the wrong energy. Because Saturn in Scorpio is gonna, because this could be like pompous. It can be overblown ego and a negative side, but there could be lots of positive things too. I'm not trying to, don't get angry and say I hate all Leos or anything. That's not what I'm trying to say. Because this also, Venus and Jupiter, this could be your crowning moment. Especially if this is really hitting your chart here. This could be your crowning moment. This could be the culmination of some recognition, or with Leo, fifth house matters, creativity. Your creative, or your children, or your creative children, whatever the case may be. This can be really powerful in a good way, but it is squaring Saturn, and it is doing some kind of the weird thing with this moon too, in conjunct or something like that. One of these days I'll write that down before I start these readings and give you the, the real terminology or whatever. What else is happening? It's also squaring Uranus too. I'd say the Pluto-Uranus square is very much out of orb by now, 14 to 20 degrees. We're out of orb, and we're separating more and more each day. But I would say not with this new moon. It's squaring that. So it's again, It's the other side of it, though. You see, the Pluto-Uranus square, the Capricorn to the Aries square, is very dominant male energy. You know, it's the goat and the the ram locking horns. You know, I've said this before. They look at the animal representation. They both are horned creatures, and they both want to butt heads and lock horns. But the Cancer is a different kind of energy. You know, one of the things in a personal life, this kind of energy, it could be one of these things where your partner is mad at you and they won't tell you why. This could be like pouting. Because Cancer sometimes will pout or go in their shell or something. Or sometimes they come out real crabby with their snippers, you know, ready to grab onto you and, you know, snip you. Or whatever they do with whatever those things are called. Their little hand things that they have, their claws. You know, ready to claw you up. But this feels like, with this energy, it feels like it's the feminine. The male energy is to fight, an outward expression, fight, 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 which is Mars energy too, which rules Aries. But in the sign of Cancer, it's like, oh, well, you hurt my feelings. You don't love me. Pouting and, you know, that kind of energy can be prevalent too. But it just feels so bright to me overall, honestly. You know, but this square is here, you know. And, you know, what did I do? What did I say? Uranus, you know, and, oh, you hurt my feelings, but I'm not going to tell you why or what you did. I'm just going to sit over here and pout and be crabby. You know, that can be a downfall of this kind of vibration. But like I said, I feel really bright about it. It's a new day. It's an emotional day. It's a healing day. It's totally a healing day with this Chiron involved here. And, you know, yeah, the Saturn's in there too, but healing of old wounds is very, very strong. I know I say that a lot, but this is really, really like, the other stuff has been sort of, this is like shining a light on it or bringing a brightness or a light to it. Instead of the deep, dark, underground energy of, you know, the Saturn and Scorpio, you know, it's sort of like, it's a new day, you know, it's a brand new day. And with Mars in there too, and Mercury, used in a positive sense, it could be, you know, it could be I'm feeling energized, I'm feeling healed, this would be a great day to start some kind of new health regimen or something with your physical body, you know, nurturing of your physical body with the Mars energy. Mercury, maybe inquiring about it, you know, maybe going somewhere and to a local whatever, a spa or, you know, something like that, or a cooking class, you know, with Cancer is very much into food orientation. This is the time in the Northern Hemisphere when we can finally start picking things out of our garden and eating them, you know, during these summer months. What's that with the corn knee-high by the 4th of July, you know, that's an old gardening saying here. But we're finally, you know, I'm just starting to be able to go out and pick a few things in the garden and stuff like that, and doing a, you know, a natural cleanse, you know, with organic good food from the garden and stuff like that. So, yeah, there could be a lot of positive energy, but also there is, you know, these Pluto stuff is happening. It's just so muted in this. You know, with Uranus, like I said, with the Aries, they're ready to fight back. The horned animals, the male energy is outward, fight back. The Cancer is not always a fighter. The Cancer is sometimes doesn't know what to do with that energy. Doesn't, you know, and can be crabby and bitchy, and maybe will say something. Mercury, maybe will say something, you know, crabby or mean. But it's, you know, they're ruled by the moon, and they change, it changes every couple days, and these inner planets change very quickly, and the moon changes every couple days. So this is the crabbiness part of it, I think, is kind of short-lived, although I think that Pluto-Mars might be going on for a little while. But I feel so bright about it. I just feel bright and wonderful. Let's see anything else that I want to discuss here is what's going on with... well, yeah, this is this Mars, Mercury and Mars conjunction is trining Neptune, and then Pluto sextiles Neptune. Well, again, that ties into usually the misunderstanding, but it would be trine and sextile would be a positive thing. So, you know, dreamy. It's dreamy energy. It's water. it's water, water everywhere, you know. So water is so healing too. You know, I've been doing that too. I've been making it a point to get to the water as often as possible. And when you don't do it for a while, you forget how healing it is. That's where I've been coming from. I forgot how much it heals me and how much it feeds my soul. Neptune would be feeding of the soul. You know, and I forgot what I was going to say again. Sorry. I was talking about getting to the water and feeding of the soul. Or like if you're going to start some new physical regimen, you know, you might forget about how good that makes you feel, like going on a walk with Mercury in your neighborhood or something. You know, if you haven't done it, you forget how good it really does make you feel. You're just like, oh, I don't want to get up and do that. It's like, I'm tired. I've had to work hard. I just want to be crabby and eat some dinner. You know, veg out or something, and then you get up and do it, and it's just like, wow, I forgot how it really makes me feel better. Remembering how things make you feel better, that maybe you haven't been doing, that to nurture yourself or take care of yourself with the Cancer energy. You know, that could be a thing too. Neptune's opposing Juno too. Well, Juno is not too far off of Venus, and they're still in a good, I would say, a wide conjunction here too. It's the goddess of beauty and love, the queen of the gods. There's that queen thing again too. See, there could be a thing to get too caught up in stuff here, you know, and some of us might have our bubbles burst, or might get knocked down a couple notches here, if you're getting too bloated up in ego and stuff like that, you know. But with Neptune there and Juno, I think it could be, because Neptune is beauty too. This could be a good time to do some photography, maybe, or some filming, or photography, or, you know, Neptune kind of beauty, you know. It's that, what kind of beauty would it be? It's that, like Piscean beauty, you know, the Piscean energy is like those eyes, those liquid, beautiful eyes, windows of the soul, getting into the window of the soul thing. This would be a good time to do that mirror thing, you know, the Louise Hay thing. I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. If somebody's getting down on you and you're feeling horrible, I love myself. Say it in the mirror over and over again until it stops feeling weird. If it feels weird, that means you've got some ways to go here. Ceres in Aquarius, it looks like it's with the nodes still. I don't want to really go too deep into that. I think I talked enough about that last time. Alright, so new beginning, nurturing, loving, healing, old wounds being healed, and a new, instead of the negative side of this where it's bloated ego, it's the healthy ego of Lilith in Virgo, of standing up for yourself, of not allowing yourself to be demeaned. You know, that's what it is. Taking care of yourself, nurturing yourself, loving yourself. Tell yourself that every day. Kiss your arm. I love myself. Okay. Hey, I want to tell you guys something. If you guys, many people have been wanting me to do chart readings for them. You know, and I've shied away from that, but I've decided what I'm going to do. And this is some film of a couple of that I've done. And what I do is I take your chart, and it's a video reading, just like we're doing now. And I draw little notes, and I write things, and you know, I go on and point things out, and I draw little pictures. And I'm talking about your past life. I'm going to call it the Soul's Journey chart reading. So what it's going to be is it's your Soul's Journey chart reading. It's about what you're working on in this life, you know, where you came from with your South Node. I do get psychic impressions as well about past lives and things. And I'm really just drawing these little pictures to just kind of illustrate my point. It's not like going to be a great work of art or anything. But what it ends up being is a private video on YouTube. You have the whole thing of me talking and drawing, just like I'm doing here. But I muted the sound on this. But this is kind of like the process, and then what you're going to end up with is something like this. And I also send you a JPEG of the final drawing, and then you have a link to the video, and it's all about your chart. And these are just little drawings that I draw. They're not, again, works of art, but just things to, you know, show. For some reason this one is so tiny because I had to get it off of email. That's going to be kind of blurry, but your image won't be blurry. But your chart's in the middle, and I do a video of me drawing on the tablet, and I'm writing and talking and all about your chart. And then, like I said, you get this drawing, and you'll get a link to a private video on YouTube. For right now, their introductory price is going to be $65. I mean, it is a lot of work. I'm hoping it's going to get easier as I do more, so I'm going to start the price relatively low, because it isn't a very long video, honestly. It's about 10 to 15 minutes max, but right around the 10 minute mark. But you do get the drawing as well. So I want to make it affordable at $65, but if it ends up that it is a lot of work, I may end up coming up on the price a little later on. But for now, this is the introductory price. It's going to be, $65. So if you want to check that out, that'll be on my order page as soon as I can get with PayPal. With the issues with the buttons, but by the time this video airs, it should be on there. And don't forget to, on my main channel, to check everything out there, the Broadcast from the Universe. On that new moon we're talking about, on the 15th, I am going to be launching a new series, but I do have the Broadcast from the Universe, the astrology readings, and a few other playlists, as well as my other channels. VV Creative Shorts is my music channel, and Vicky Verley Learning Songs for Kids is my children's music channel. So be sure to check those out. If you need to get a hold of me for any way, go to my home page on YouTube, and under the About section, I have everything there. It has my email, it has all the things, how to order a reading on the Tapestry of Life Mandalas page, which is, if you're into astrology, this is a really cool thing that I do with astrology and your chart. I make these one-of-a-kind pieces of art, and at the very bottom of that page there is the order your mandala, but it really has everything on here. It's the mandalas, it's the universal mandalas, it's everything that I sell. All the readings are listed here, and of course at the very bottom, make a donation. So if you do like these free videos, I would love to receive a donation. I'm always happy to have it. My book, Tarot in the Modern World, on Amazon, and my Beast Mistress Animal Oracle cards are available as well. So you can support me in other ways, even if you don't like to make a donation, by purchasing some of my other stuff that I sell. Okay, everyone, let's learn to love ourselves. Let's be forgiving first to ourselves and then to others. Let's heal these old wounds. Remember that you are love and beauty incarnate, and I'll speak to you soon.